I don't know if this question has been asked before, but do you see yourself as a kind of 1970s beat poet?
Well, beat conscious of all kinds of strange ideas like Maynard G. Krebs and Route 66 with George Maharis and Marvin Milner and The Subterranean starring George Papard and Leslie Caron and Roddy McDowell and but a beat, beatific, beatitude, beat up, beat down, brown beat bag was popularized by Jack Kerouac in the 50s. He was considered a beat writer and started something called the Beat Generation. It was like a group of misfit writers that broke off from the literary community in New York and San Francisco. And I'm certainly not, I didn't even have a driver's license in the 50s, so I'm not a beat, you know. I mean, in the true sense of the definition, I'm not a beat. I feel like I'm very much 1976,
how would you characterize yourself? As a poet, a comedian, musician, all of the above?
I'm kind of a curator. I'm kind of a collector, and I'm a small little firecracker swimming around the bowels of the music industry, you see. And,
How did you come to cut your first record?
So I ran into this guy downtown Los Angeles, and he exposed himself. And then it turned out to be Herb Cohen. And who was also in his spare time was also a manager, business manager for Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, and so I paid his back rent and got him off Absorbine Jr. and we started to have a working relationship together, and so the rest is history. What can I say?
You traveled with Frank Zappa and the Mothers for a while?
Yeah, those were days. I did 3 tours with Frank. That's when he had Tom Fowler, Ruth Underwood, Napoleon Murphy Brock, George Duke, and Ralph Humphreys and Chester Thompson, and we did all over the place. In fact, we were in Rochester to play all over. Each night was an experiment in terror. It was an experiment in bad booking, and it was kind of a real catastrophe most nights. But I learned a lot from it. And I'm glad that I did it. And
what was your act like then, compared to now?
I was alone on stage. I was telling stories, but it's hard to talk to 10,000 people. I mean, so I just chose to wham bam, thank you, ma'am. To my set. I said, take the money and run Venezuela. Something else will come up next week.
Do you get more satisfaction out of playing a concert or making an album? Or if that's a bad choice?
2 completely different things. Your chops have to be... you have to get performance chops after a while. I'm working on them. I have good nights, bad nights, like anybody else. I'm an entertainer. And you go on whether you got hemorrhoids or your wife left you, or you got a cold, or you got non-specific arthritis, or your shoes are broken, or you go on regardless.
Are there any kind of audiences that you'd like to respond to? more than others?
I enjoy a club audience that's come specifically to see me and has seen me before. There are also times that I enjoy being the underdog on a bill and taking the audience for giving them the business. I like that too. I've been telling stories and everything on stage. Just it finally just evolved and started consolidate and coagulate recently to where I began to think about working with a trio on stage and having them to add another dimension to what I'm doing, and also create a nightclub mood for me to be able to stretch out in. I started doing it on stage before I recorded Nighthawks of the Diner, and then and once I had finished that, I started to think seriously about putting together a road band. But at the time, I couldn't afford the musicians that I wanted to work with, because most of them were very prestigious, and they had like lick meters on their belt. You know, they put a flag up, and it was just it was out of the realm of possibility. So now I can barely afford it.